Hello, Sag, and welcome to Firestar Tarot. I am Empress Egypt, and this is your general weekly love reading. I am a little bit late getting these readings out, you guys. I do apologize. I had some court case that I had to attend to, and of course, I get all the way out there, and they reschedule to August 21st. So hey, it is what it is, right? Everything happens for a reason. I guess I needed a vacation for a couple of days, even though it wasn't the one that I was anticipating, but that's okay. In a nutshell, you guys, I'm here. I'm giving you guys your readings a little bit late, so you guys will be getting another video within the next few days, maybe by Thursday. So yeah, this is going to be the shadow work. I have decided to do 2 readings a month that focuses on the shadows within you as well as the person of interest. And then we'll do 2 just regular love readings as well. So on the 1st and 3rd week of the month, we are going to be doing shadow readings. And then we will be doing your basic general reading on the 2nd and 4th weeks, okay? All right, so anything I don't go over in the intro will be in the description box, including my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. You know, just be subscribed for your chance to win. I will announce the winner on Instagram, so make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. All of my social media links provided are in the description box, so you guys just follow me, okay? I'm not real, heavy on Instagram, but I do post other stuff on Instagram, okay? Everything else I just pretty much share to my other social media platforms, okay? Interest in Pinterest, if you're into nails and stuff like that, I have a lot of boards on Pinterest if you're just interested, okay? Same thing with hair. I was a cosmetologist for a while, so I have a lot of beauty stuff in there, but definitely check out my Pinterest as well, okay? A few things before we actually get into the reading. I am pulling 6 cards when it comes to your energy, okay, when it comes to the shadows that we need to look at with you, Sagittarius. But just remember, energy is fluid here, okay? So it can come out through your person's energy, not your energy, and it can be switched, okay? So remember, energy is fluid, as well as energy being fluid. So is gender. So when I say he or she, or I say masculine or feminine, I'm referring to the energy. We all possess masculine and feminine energies within us, and of course, with everything in life, it's balancing, right? It's a balancing act. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading, all right? So first up, we do have the 10 of Cups coming through in the upright, as well as the Fool in the upright, and the King of Cups in reverse. All right, Spirit, give me 3 more cards, please, when it comes to my Sages and the shadows that they need to face, okay? Also, to you guys, this is a live stream, so my live streams do end up lasting about 2 hours. Ultimately, with my live streams, you guys can interact with me. I am live streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube. So hello, everybody. And my comments are on, so you guys, I can see the comments. I will not be going over most of the comments during the video. I will randomly look up and choose a comment. But for the most part, I'll go over the comments at the very end of the video. We also have the Empress coming through for you guys, okay? Empress is your energy, okay, Sag? Or if not, your counterpart's energy coming through. Let's get 2 more cards. Awesome. We have the King of Swords coming through too. I will show you guys the cards when we actually go into actually clarifying them, okay? 1 more card for my Sagittarius energy, please. 1 more card. 1 more card for my Sagittarius energy, please. Hesitation, huh? All right, Spirit. 1 more card for my Sagittarius shadows, please. Show me the shadows within my Sagittarius life. Show me the shadows within my Sagittarius life, please. We also have the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, okay? All right, so let's go over this. All right, first card up, you guys, we do have the 10 of Cups, okay? This is all about emotions. This is all about abundance when it comes to love. So ultimately, anything and everything that you can think of when it comes to what it is that you wish for, okay? So if you could actually sit there and think in your head of everything that the perfect relationship would consist of, okay? From the values, the morals, to the traditions, to actually physically what it would look like to you. Ultimately, there's shadows within that vision, okay? So we're going to clarify and find out what the illusions are within your 10 of Cups. But there definitely is something going on, Sag, when it comes to your 10 of Cups, okay? And what it is that you are envisioning as your 10 of Cups. So ultimately, with the shadows that lie within here, we're going to take a look at what is not realistic within your 10 of Cups expectation, okay? We also have the Fool here. The Fool is telling me that there has been some things in your life, Sag, that normally you have kind of not thought through too well. You've kind of taken a leap of faith when it comes to a few things. We will clarify and find out what it is within those moments of being naive, okay, so to speak. We'll find out what it is that you're being naive about, okay? We also have the King of Cups coming through. King of Cups energy is all about this lack of love, okay, this lack of clarification when it comes to emotions, this lack of having a counterpart, or this lack of a disconnect within the counterpart, okay? We also have the Empress coming through. So like I said, Sagittarius, for my feminine energies, this can be your energy, but for my masculines, this is more of your counterpart, okay? This is your person that you're thinking of, or this can be your energy. Also, to the Empress is Aries energy, Sag. You could be dealing with an Aries. Overall, though, I'm just getting this real strong feeling that it's this Queen of Queens energy, right? It's this, it's what you're expecting in a counterpart, or what it is that you're expecting as yourself as a counterpart, okay? We also have the King of Swords coming through. King of Swords is telling me that this has something to do with something that you have gained mental clarity on, okay? Something I feel like you want to take action towards and direction towards. I feel like there's illusions within that. So we're going to clarify all of these cards and find out exactly what it is, where each one of these cards are lining up with you, and what the shadows are within these, okay? We also have the Ace of Wands coming through. So this is telling me, Sag, that there has something to do with shadows within the passionate part of your life, okay? So the things that you're being creative about, the things that you are being passionate about, there's some illusions within some of these situations, okay? So let's go ahead and find out what's going on and start clarifying here. And then we will do the same thing for your person. Again, you guys, these live stream shadow work sessions are about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So grab you a glass of wine, roll you up a blunt or a J, sit back and get comfortable, because this is going to be lengthy, but I promise you there will be a lot of things to learn from this reading, okay? All right, so let's take a look at what it is within the 10 of Cups, okay? What is it within the things that you're seeing, all right? Again, when you envision the 10 of Cups. And if you don't know what the 10 of Cups is, the 10 of Cups, again, is what it is. Hello, 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 Kushi. Is it Kushi or Kushi? Okay, so as far as personal things go for you guys on Facebook, I know you're used to how the tarot readers, the unapproved tarot readers work on Facebook. However, I've been doing this for a very long time. I am an empath. I am an intuitive. So I'm not learning, okay? So as far as asking personal questions, that's not how I do things here on my channel. I'm actually a YouTube creator, and I do live streams like this through YouTube. However, I do share it onto my Facebook. So as far as the general readings go, you guys, general readings are gonna apply to your whole zodiac sign. There's messages within all of my readings, but all in all, my general readings are free. My collective readings are free. If you are interested in specific questions, you are gonna have to email me. My email is in the description box. I will send you over a price list when it comes to my readings if you are interested in a personal reading, okay, you guys? And I am taking personal readings. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and clarify what's going on with the illusions within your vision of 10 of Cups, okay? Why is the 10 of Cups here, Spirit? Show me what I need to see when it comes to this 10 of Cups, please. Why is the 10 of Cups here for my Sagittarius? What's going on with my Sagittarius energy? What is the illusions within this 10 of Cups? Show me what I need to see, Spirit. We have the Empress. Interesting, very interesting. So all in all, we have the Empress coming out twice in your reading, okay? So I do feel like, honestly, for a lot of my Sagittarius out there, I feel like whatever you're envisioning in your counterpart, there's some illusions within it, okay? I feel like you're holding like a whole lot of expectations on your counterpart. Spirit, explain what the illusions are within this Empress energy. Ooh, something that was not, something you feel like you weren't justified in here. Spirit, show me what else I need to see when it comes to this Ten of Cups, please. And the Empress energy. Show me what I need to see. What was unfair? What was not just here when it comes to the Empress energy and the Ten of Cups? Show me what I need to see, Spirit. Show me what I need to see. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Sag. So honestly, Sag, I feel like honestly your counterpart made a decision to exit, okay? I feel like your counterpart, your Empress, okay, and if you are a feminine energy, then it would be your counterpart as far as the Emperor goes. It's coming through as the Empress, but all in all, the person that you're thinking of, the person that's on your mind, it's like you're not seeing something clearly with that person. I feel like you're expecting them to be perfection, but in all actuality, they're not, because again, the Justice is here. Justice is coming through in the reverse, which is telling me there's this strong, energy of not being fair, something not working out, something not being fair here. Princess of Wands. Yeah, I feel like honestly there was this little bit of immaturity when it came to maybe the beginning of this connection here. With the Princess of Wands energy, again, it's this kind of adolescence, immature, kind of adventurous energy. Yeah, it was honestly, I feel like this relationship was manifested without fully understanding what it was that you wanted in the long term. I feel like honestly, this connection came through really quick for you, Sag. I feel like, and maybe this is your energy, Sag, maybe this person didn't make the decision, maybe you made the decision not to be with this person, but ultimately the decision was made and someone felt unfair. Like someone felt like that it wasn't right, it wasn't fair. I do feel like, honestly, though, the connection was manifested, okay? So this union at some point was manifested. Interesting enough, though, there's still something not being seen, right? Because ultimately, even though you're envisioning this Ten of Cups to be a certain way, or your Empress to be, look, here's that, look, the Last Judgment. So this decision was made when it comes to this counterpart, okay? So when it comes to your Ten of Cups, I feel like, honestly, the illusions within this Ten of Cups is the fact that this person that you're thinking of, the person that you clicked on this video for, the person that is this Ten of Cups, okay? The person you envision long-term with, the everlasting love, the unconditional love, this person that you share this with, okay? This Empress, okay? And again, this is feminine energy, doesn't have to be. It's the counterpart, period, right? Your counterpart, this person you're envisioning, this Ten of Cups, there was a decision made here with this person. The decision made was not fair to you because the Last Judgment is here in the upright as well as the Justice in reverse, telling me that whatever decision was made, okay, whatever decision was made to manifest in a passionate beginning, okay, there was a lack of give and take in your connection. And that manifestation did not happen with you, it happened elsewhere. So I feel like the illusions within your Ten of Cups, Four of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse, Unfortunately, I just really feel like with this Ten of Cups, there's this lack of clarity with it. Because I feel like the things you worked on in this past connection, or the reason that you clicked on this video, okay, the person that you're thinking of right now, this person that made a decision, okay, whether you made the decision or they made the decision to end this, okay, this unfairness, okay, you worked really hard on it. You worked super, super hard on it. So the fact that it failed after you worked on it just has you really doubting. That's why you're not seeing this Ten of Cups clearly anymore. Before, this Ten of Cups was clearly this person, right? You automatically just felt this connection with this person and this was your long term. So when it ended, ultimately it left you not understanding fully what a counterpart should look like and what long term should look like because of a lack of love, right? The last time you put your all into this connection, the last time you put your all into this Ten of Cups, it failed, right? So that's the illusion within the Ten of Cups. Whatever expectations you had on this Ten of Cups is not perfect. Like, it's not going to be perfect, okay? Yes, everybody's 10 of Cups is different, but ultimately, everything that you envision in a perfect relationship is not going to be perfect. So that's what Spirit's trying to say with this 10 of Cups. It's like you're putting a hell of a lot of expectations on your counterpart. You're putting you're putting all these cups on the Empress energy, okay? So whether this is a feminine person or a masculine person doesn't matter. The point is that you're expecting this Empress, you're expecting this counterpart to fulfill your 10 cups, right? Which ultimately, yeah, that makes sense. That's what you want. But at the same time, it's those expectations of holding this Empress responsible for filling all 10 of those cups. And the problem with that is that's not true love, because true love, you should be able to fulfill all of these 10 cups on your own. And if you can attract an Empress that has that same kind of value, ultimately you guys can have a rich lifestyle, a wealthy lifestyle, as far as inner value and outer value goes, okay? But ultimately, the illusions within this 10 of Cups is the fact that you are putting a lot of burdens on this counterpart, whether this is a counterpart that, you know, you're in disunion with, or whether this is a counterpart that you haven't actually even physically, like, you get what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next card, okay? The next card is the Fool, okay? Like I said, with the Fool card, there's a sense of you honestly taking a lot of leap of faith. I feel like you don't think things through, you just take a chance, okay? And that's not bad, Sag, all right? It's all about expansion with my Sages, all right? It's all about expansion. So ultimately, this having a kind of carefree, risk-free, kind of just jumping into things, not testing the water to see if it's hot or cold, just jumping right in. This is the energy I'm feeling with the Fool card, okay? So we're going to clarify and find out what it is that you need to face within those shadows when it comes to the things that you're being naive about, okay? And just a little bit of trigger warning here. This is a shadow work reading, so I will be bringing up all possibly some trigger areas, okay? So just trigger warning, period, because we're going to really focus on all these dark areas. So Spirit, show me what's going on with this Fool card here, okay? Show me what's going on with the Fool. What is it that my Sages are jumping into? What is it that they are jumping into and being naive about? Your mental clarity. You're being naive when it comes to your thoughts. It's like a little bit of an immature thinking, like an immature way of thinking when it comes to your thought process. Yeah, when it comes to love. So I feel like the way you're thinking when it comes to love, I feel like honestly, you're just kind of taking a leap of faith when it comes to relationships. I feel like honestly, you don't test the waters, you just jump right into it. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So ultimately what's happening is you're not getting a manifestation with long term. Okay, you're not getting stability, you're not getting that long commitment. Chariot's coming through though. So the Chariot's coming through though for this energy. So I feel like honestly, a lot of the jumping into things has actually been a push by spirit, a push by divine. Interesting enough, maybe in the past tense, maybe you didn't normally take a leap of faith in things. Maybe in the past tense, Sagittarius, you thought things through too much. And so this is why Spirit's giving you this push, all right, this push to take a risk. Yeah, because right now there's no passion, right? Right now there's not a whole lot of passion in your life. There's not a whole lot of manifestation. There's still happiness, but in order to really feel this happiness, I feel like there's this blockage with your creativity because of this past energy, because of these past situations of where normally maybe you have rushed into things and they've led you astray. So now there's this blockage, or vice versa, the opposite way around, right? Because it's always about negatives and positives in life. So maybe even Spirit has pushed you off the ledge because you have been afraid to take a leap of faith before. But ultimately, this is all going to lead to your happiness, okay? Whether you take a leap of faith or whether Spirit or Divine pushes you to take a leap of faith, ultimately, even the negatives in life, even the failures in life will still will still manifest some type of happiness, will still manifest some type of opportunity, right? Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of illusions within your success. There's a lot of illusions within your 10 of Cups. There's a lot of illusions of how to properly manifest. Well, actually, because there's illusions, you're having a hard time manifesting, okay? All right, Spirit, so what's going on with this King of Cups energy in the reverse? Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to this King of Cups energy in reverse, please. What is going on with this King of Cups energy in reverse? Show my Sages and me the messages that need to be when it comes to this King of Cups energy, please, in reverse. Again, the King of Cups energy in reverse is something that has to do with a lack of not taking action when it comes to your emotions. And not necessarily with this person, but just with you in general, okay, Sag? So maybe you haven't communicated your emotions. The Magician, yeah. I feel like, honestly, Queen of Cups, yeah. Four of Pentacles, yeah. Okay, look, so you have the power to manifest, Sag. You straight up do. You have the power to be able to fully love and express those emotions. And you also have the power to be able to use all of the elements provided in life to be able to fully manifest the things you want. However, with the King of Cups in reverse, you're not doing it, right? Well, why? What's going on? Well, because the Four of Pentacles energy is the Lord of earthly power. So what happens with the Four of Pentacles energy? It's like, honestly, you know, you're working really hard. You understand that in order to fully manifest things, you have to give as the world gives to you. So if you have received, you know, the power of manifestation, if you have received the power from God to be able to create things in this world, and it's weird, Sag, because not everybody can manifest, okay? Just like not everybody has the spark of creation as my fire signs do, like yourself, Sag. But more importantly, when you are a Sag who can manifest, either you have Earth in your chart, in your placement, or ultimately you're learning how to manifest. But again, it's important to understand that this is a power given by God, okay? So the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, as well as the Ace of Pentacles. Did I say Pentacles? Pentacles, Wands, Swords, and Cups. Ultimately, all of these powers, all of the aces are given by God, right? So it's that understanding that the power to be able to actually think clearly, the power to be able to actually love not only yourself but others, the power to be able to create things, and the power to actually be able to manifest things. These are all powers given by God. So ultimately, this Four of Pentacles energy is a power given by God, but you have to understand that if God gives you that power, you have to also put that same energy back into the world. So the Four of Pentacles is kind of this energy of honestly, Sag, you dominating when it comes to manifesting things in your life. However, I feel like a lot of my Sages struggle with, like, once they start manifesting things, they start to get greedy. And I don't mean greedy in a bad way, okay, Sag? Don't take it personal. I just mean that it becomes a possession to you because you worked so hard on it, okay? But ultimately, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups is here. The King of Cups is in reverse. The Queen of Cups is in the upright, okay? So this is telling me that the masculine energy just isn't open, is just not as open to expressing emotions as the feminine energy, okay? But the Magician is coming through. So ultimately, the power to manifest is there. And again, with the Four of Pentacles, the power of manifestation is there with you, okay? Again, shadow work wise, though, I really just feel like this King of Cups energy is just kind of a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to your emotions, okay, Sag? And again, more with the masculine side than the feminine side. So I don't feel like it's that you're not expressing your emotions. I feel like, honestly, you may have been in the past too, the word I'm looking for, too strong. Does that make sense? Too strong expressing your emotions. Maybe this has created, you know, maybe you've loved too much, or does that make sense? Like, there's a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to the way you express your emotions. So again, whether you're expressing your emotions with too many people, or whether you're just expressing too many emotions, or whether you're just holding back on these emotions, it's the same kind of feel, whether it's on the negative end or the positive end, okay? So we do have a few more cards here. We do have the Empress, we have the King of Swords, as well as the Ace of Wands. So let's find out what's going on here. All right, Spirit, show me what's going on with this Empress energy here. Show me what I need to see. We have the Hermit, clarifying the Empress with the Hermit, okay? So I do feel like, honestly, The Empress energy is going within to seek a lot of the answers and trusting Divine's process, okay? Divine's, guidance here. Why is the Hermit here? What is my Empress going within for? The Eight of Swords, Lord of Shortened Force. So yeah, I feel like honestly, Sag, I feel like honestly there's this need to want to end out these cycles, but unfortunately because of a sense of stagnation, okay, when it comes to this fixation on this counterpart, I feel like things aren't getting done with my Sages, or things aren't being manifested with Sag because of this fixation on this Empress energy, on the counterpart energy, okay? Why is the King of Swords here, Spirit? What are we on time? 25 minutes. Okay, we're still good. What's going on with this King of Swords energy? We have the Knight of Wands, the Five of Swords in reverse, and the Two of Swords. So yeah, honestly, I feel like Sag. Interesting, the King of Swords energy, okay? King of Swords energy, again, is about taking action, all right? Being clear, communicating, right? All of these things that are really important when it comes to the King of Swords energy. Again, taking action when it comes to being clear, taking action when it comes to communication. This is all that power of communicating, right? The power of thought. Clarified by the Knight of Wands, okay? So I do feel like, honestly, Sagittarius, you're pretty clear when it comes to the things that you're passionate about, okay? You're pretty clear when it comes to the things that influence you. However, you have felt defeated previously. So I feel like, honestly, whatever you were defeated by, this is what gave you mental clarity, okay? Yeah, Two of Swords in reverse. I feel like before, and this is where you have the mental clarity, Sag, I feel like before you used to look for the answers in the outside world. So like if you were having issues in this relationship, you'd go to your friends or your family and say, hey, what do I need to do in this situation? Or what do I need to do in this relationship? And then I also feel like this has been with a lot of things in your life, Sag. Like it's like you look for the answers in the outside. Ultimately, though, with the Two of Swords in reverse, the answers you seek are within the inside. So I feel like, honestly, the mental clarity is now you know that the answers are within, Sag. Why is the Ace of Wands here? What's going on with the Ace of Wands energy with my Sages? This is that power of creativity, Sag. Okay, this is that power to be able to not only influence yourself, to push yourself to expand, but to influence the people in your circle to expand as well. So why is the Ace of Wands here for my Sagittarius energy? Show me what I need to see, please, Spirit. A little slow tonight. It's pretty late tonight. I didn't realize I got on so late tonight. All right, clarifying the Ace of Wands with the Ten of Cups. Interesting enough, and the Hierophant. Okay. Bottom of the deck, yeah, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So interesting. I feel like, honestly, Sag, I feel like the things that you were passionate about in your past kind of led you to, I guess, a lot of the passions in your past, Sag, have honestly pushed you to be a little bit more open-minded. Maybe you were promiscuous in your past, or maybe the person you were with was promiscuous in the past. But ultimately, wherever that intimacy was, wherever that passion was, wherever that influence was, it did leave somebody open-minded when it came to what that Ten of Cups was. So interesting enough, in the beginning of this reading, Sag, there was an issue with what is your Ten of Cups. Okay, there were illusions within the Ten of Cups. There were illusions within the, if you could have a perfect relationship, what that perfect relationship would be. I feel like you were putting a lot of expectations on the counterpart. However, clarifying the Ace of Wands is a little bit different. This is because of that situation, okay? Because you put the expectations on your counterpart to be the Ten of Cups, I feel like something happened. I feel like maybe this person went elsewhere to a third-party situation. Maybe you guys just had more of an open relationship and there was lots of passion and stuff in this connection. But ultimately, this passion, okay, this influence leads you, my Sag, to be more open-minded, okay? So maybe, Sag, you walked away from somebody and went to another passionate beginning, or vice versa. Maybe this person did this to you, but ultimately this leaves you in this this energy of being open-minded to things that maybe in the past you would have been more closed-minded to, okay? Just like this 10 of Cups, I feel like in the past tense with this relationship, or before this relationship failed, or before the issues in this relationship, I feel like this 10 of Cups, it was like this 10 of Cups, again, it was like this perfected 10 of Cups. Like, it was absolutely perfect. There could be no room for failure within this connection. And again, you put all that burden on the Empress or the Emperor, your counterpart. But I feel like, honestly, the separation of that and all this passion going elsewhere and not on you, or vice versa, putting all the passion into other people and just not redirecting some of that passion towards you, somehow opens you up, okay? Somehow opens your third eye and makes you start seeing things. Something within influence, okay? There's some type of influence here, some type of creativity that comes from outside, again, outside influence, ultimately leaving this open-minded feeling. This open-minded when it comes to spirituality, being open-minded when it comes to your 10 of Cups. More importantly, your 10 of Cups, because we're clarifying the Ace of Wands with the Hierophant and the 10 of Cups, okay? So I do feel like, honestly, when it comes to the what you expect as 10 of Cups, I feel like the failure of this connection or the loss in this connection, because remember, the King of Cups is in reverse here. So I feel like the separation of this counterpart, because the Emperor came through too in the reverse, right? Sorry, there's a lot of cards on the table. Let me just make sure. I thought the Emperor came out in reverse, but I'm wrong. Ultimately, though, oh, that's right, it was two of the Empresses. But ultimately, with this feeling, it's this feeling, again, of being more open-minded now when it comes to what that 10 of Cups should be. And I don't feel like it's the same open-minded. Like, it's a different open-minded, right? Again, past energy, you were expecting this person to be your 10 of Cups, and you were expecting your counterpart to live up to what that 10 of Cups should be. So whether this was the attention you received, the affection you received, you know what I'm saying, all those things. Now, because of this passion, and because of this passion going elsewhere, or because of the separation of this passion, I feel like, honestly, it's opened you up a little bit more as to what that 10 of Cups should look like. All right, so let's pull overall advice. So before we get overall advice, in a nutshell, Sag, I feel like the shadows that you really need to face right now is, what is this 10 of Cups? What is emotion to you, okay? What is a perfect counterpart look like? And if so, if that person is perfect, or if you expect them to be perfect, are they ever gonna achieve that perfect counterpart? Does that make sense? If you're holding that expectation of what they should be so high, you're going to make it really hard for anybody to come into your life. Does that make sense? I don't know, Sag. This one's been all over the place. This reading's a little bit different from the rest of them, but ultimately, I do feel like the bottom line is the reason you're not manifesting a good relationship, Sag, or the reason, the relationships just haven't manifested in the way that you want, is because of the expectations on what that relationship should be. Does that make sense? So let's pull advice from Spirit and find out what Spirit has to say, all right? All right. We're going to be using the Fairy Oracle. And again, we're just going to pull overall advice for you, right, Sag? All right, Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to my Sages, please. Overall advice for my Sages when it comes to the shadows they need to face and the shadows they need to work on, the light they need to shed on the dark areas in their life. Please, Spirit, show my Sages what they need to see when it comes to advice for them, please. Overall advice for my Sages, please. And then as soon as we get overall advice for you, Sag, we'll tap into your person's energy, okay? See what's going on with them. Overall advice for my Sages, please. One card, please. One card for my Sages energy. Advice for Sag, please. Okay, I can never pronounce this thing. I think it says Jihaz Habya. I don't know. I'm going to read it directly out of the book, you guys, because honestly, this book is pretty awesome, right? Your number is 61. G. Habya. Habya? This is all about imaginary fears, okay? Unreal hazards and realistic caution. You did get it in the upright, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it for you guys, okay? It is time to look for the truth behind our fears, to distinguish between what is real and what is just our projection of old traumas and fears into our imaginary future. By delving into our old patterns, we can see past them to a more liberating life. Only by facing these fears honestly and seeing them for what they are do we gain greater ability to open our hearts to the singer of courage and gain in strength to face the really difficult challenges in our lives. Each false fear confronted and resolved makes us much stronger. Okay, so ultimately, Sag, it's the facing the fears. Okay, this is why shadow work is so important, Sag, because if you focus on the areas that all the other readers will basically tell you what you want to hear. Okay, in a nutshell. I hate to even say that. It sucks. As a reader, I don't think you should tell someone what they want to hear. If you're telling people what they want to hear, you're not doing your job. I get it. Maybe I won't get as many views as everyone else because I'm not telling you the things you want to hear, but ultimately it is important to face those fears, to face those difficulties, to face the things that normally we walk away from, because the reason we're reliving those same cycles over and over again is because we're not facing the issues for what they are. We're not seeing the learning, or we're not seeing the education, or the, whatever it is, the lesson to be learned, okay? But ultimately, with that card, Spirit is telling you just to really face those things for what they are, face those fears, okay? So let's go ahead and look at your person's energy. Let's find out what's going on with them, all right, Sag? Let me go ahead and clean the deck really quick. We probably have about an hour, less than an hour left, you guys. So I know it's a really long read. It's pretty late tonight, but let's go ahead and tap into your person's energy. All right, guardian angels, ancestors among me, and spirit guides, show me what I need to see when it comes to my Sag's person. My Sag's person, please. Show me the shadows within their life, the dark areas that need light shed on, please. Show me the shadows within my Sag's person's life. Sag's person's energy, the person they clicked on this video for, the person on their mind, the person they seem to just not be able to let go of, or the person they have questions about. Show me what I need to see when it comes to the dark places within this person's life, please. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right, Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to my Sag's person's energy, please. 6 cards for my Sag's person's energy when it comes to the shadows they need to face. All right, Spirit, 6 cards for my Sag's person's energy. Show me the shadows within their lives. All right, we got 4 cards up so far. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. Page of Wands in the upright. 9 of Wands. Six of Cups in reverse. All right, Spirit, let's get 2 more cards for my Sag's person's dark areas, please. The shadows they need to face. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. Thank you. 2 of Cups. Interesting soulmate connection here, okay? Or at least this is how your person feels. This is a soulmate connection. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. So they haven't been able to manifest this union. All right, so let's take a look here. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So ultimately, I do feel like the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, that grounding energy, is the fact that this relationship was not manifested, okay? Again, we know that there was a decision made coming from your energy. Now, whether this was the decision that you made, Sag, or the decision that your person made, ultimately, there was a decision that left to injustice, okay? So let's start with the Three of Swords in reverse, okay? Three of Swords in reverse, you guys, I really feel like, honestly, it's like you're really stuck in the sadness and the grief of this person walking away, or even you walking away from this person. Put yourself where you need to. Ultimately, I feel like, honestly, this person is feeling the heartbreak of when they walked away from you. We're going to clarify, but I do feel like, honestly, they're just really kind of, this energy, the Three of Swords energy in reverse, honestly, Sag, this person's going through some pain, all right? Maybe the pain that they're feeling is karma, okay? Maybe the pain they're feeling is because of the way they treated you, but ultimately, your person's in pain, okay? Now, whether this is, again, karma, or whether this is just because they're picking up on your energy, especially with the Two of Cups coming through with this whole soulmate connection, it could be multiple things here, Sag. Like I said, this person could be picking up on your energy, so they're feeling sad, okay? But ultimately, I do feel like you guys are somewhat mirroring each other here with this energy of feeling sad, okay? We're going to clarify. Page of Wands energy, right? Page of Wands. Yeah, Page of Wands. This is a risky little fellow here. This is someone who's very adventurous, honestly. This is communication coming through, though. Creative communication, okay? Creative influence. Ultimately, this is, I feel like, within your person. I don't feel like there's anything on the outside that's doing this. I feel like there's a spark within your person, Sag, that's kind of being a little bit more creative here, okay? That wants to communicate creatively, that wants to communicate passionately, that wants to communicate and influence the connection between you two. The Nine of Wands, though, is telling me that your person's getting very close to ending a cycle, okay? They're literally wrapping things up when it comes to things that they're really passionate about. And I do feel like this is you. I will clarify and double check, but ultimately, they know with this Six of Pentacles in reverse that right now there's not an equal give and take in this connection, okay? They know that they're not giving you the things that you've given to them, or vice versa, because energy is fluid. Again, Two of Cups is coming through. This is union. This is a soulmate connection, or at least this is how they feel, okay? They feel like you are their counterpart. They feel like they didn't give to you the way they should have. They're working hard on ending whatever these burdens were in the past, okay? Whatever burdens they haven't fully been able to walk away from, they are going to be walking away from them. They are going to communicate with you here with the Page of Wands energy. I feel like if they're not going to communicate with you, they are communicating with their selves, okay? As far as what they are being passionate towards, what things they want to be passionate towards, and the things that they feel like maybe they haven't given their all in, okay? Yeah, King of Pentacles, this is all about the things they didn't manifest, right? They did not manifest this union with you. They really didn't. I feel like they're having some regret here when it comes to the decisions to not build, to not manifest, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let me reshuffle this deck because I didn't do it from, all right, let's take a look at, sorry about that. Let's take a look at my Sagittarius person, please. Let's clarify all these cards for my Sagittarius person, please. Clarifying Sagittarius person's energy, please. One more time. Clarifying Sagittarius person's energy, please. All right. All right, let's start with the Three of Swords here in reverse. Let's find out what it is that your person's feeling really sad about, whether this is your energy or their energy. What's going on with the Three of Swords energy here in reverse? Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to my Sagittarius person, please. What is this heartache? What is this stagnation when it comes to this heartache? Six of Cups again, clarified with the Six of Cups. So yeah, I feel like honestly, they know that there could have been this perfect equal give and take in y'all's connection. I think they're feeling the sadness from not having this give and take anymore, right? I feel like before they didn't value what it was that you had in this connection. I feel like they didn't see it for what it was. Again, I feel like before there was an equal give and take, even though maybe on your end you didn't feel like they gave to you the way you gave to them, or maybe you do, and that's why this is so hard on you. But ultimately, whatever happened here, this person, it's like that heartbreak. Your person had to go through that heartbreak to realize what was given in the past. Four, right? Four of Swords energy. This is resting after the strife, after the difficulties, right? So I do feel like, honestly, the Three of Swords, I feel like your person's kind of in this fixation mode, in this stagnation mode. They're really thinking about, like, what would be that equal give and take. Kind of like the same way I was telling you to really think about your Ten of Cups, what that Ten of Cups would be, and how that Ten of Cups correlates to reality, not just expectations, right? So ultimately, I feel like your person, again, is kind of mirroring you in that one way, not necessarily with the actual what is that Ten of Cups, but with the Six of Cups energy, okay? So this is somebody from your past with the Six of Cups energy. This is someone that maybe you have a childhood memory with, or if not a childhood memory, just somebody from a past, you know what I'm saying, like a past relationship. So kind of like the return of the ex energy. But ultimately, I do feel like your person is really stuck right now, and really fixated when it comes to this sadness and grief of no longer having that equal give and take. But again, they're resting. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, they're focusing, they're resting and fixating on the things that hurt them. Okay? The things that they hurt other people. The pain and the suffering and the grief and the loss, they're focusing on it. They're fixated on it, but they're in this resting state so that they can actually think about it, think about what they've done, think about the things that people have done to them. It's this fixation, okay? And the reason they're focusing on this fixation is because they're trying to gain that equal give and take. Makes sense? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, right? Yeah. Lord of material gain. They know that value now doesn't have to do with the dollar bill. Value has to do with their actions, right? Their character. When someone gives them love, giving love back, they understand this now. They understand that full material gain is that. It's actually beautiful. What's going on with the Page of Wands energy here, Spirit? Show me why the Page of Wands energy is here. Yeah. Wow. So I do feel like, honestly, remember I was telling you the Page of Wands energy is a tricky fella. Mischievous, a little bit adventurous, right? It's kind of like the immature fire sign, right? This is someone who, again, is passionate, but yet passionate in many ways. Maybe someone who's not faithful, that kind of energy. Again, this is that Page of Wands energy, okay? This is that person that's just a little immature when it comes to their love, a little immature when it comes to their passion. Yeah, bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. Yeah. Okay. So let me break this down to you. So ultimately, this Page of Wands energy here is, there was a decision. Remember when I told you there was a decision that was made, and this has a lot to do with why you kind of feel this way, or vice versa. Maybe you made the decision, Sag. Bottom line is a decision was made, and there was this injustice. There was this feeling of, this isn't fair. This is my person. Why is my person not here? Or whether this person didn't accept you or even choose you, it was still this question of, well, what the hell? This is not fair, right? Ultimately, that's what this justice in reverse is. It's the scales being tipped and straight up injustice, okay? Ace of Wands energy, passion, right? The power of passion. I feel like, honestly, this mischievous fella, all right, has just put their passion into different places, okay? Ultimately, because that passion has just kind of been everywhere, it's leading to the failure of this masculine energy. So ultimately, this masculine has chosen to seek passion elsewhere. And this created this unbalance here. But again, it's like, it's not that it was like, I can't even say that it wasn't intentional, because ultimately this person has to admit that they're being passionate everywhere. It's like there's this almost this lusty kind of obsession, okay? maybe this person has a lack of, I don't know if this is ego issues. I'm going to clarify and find out a little bit more because it's a little bit difficult. But ultimately, what's happening here is this person is starting to acknowledge all the failures slowly but surely, the failures within the things they've done. And it's like they didn't realize they failed before. They felt like they were working really hard. They felt like they were gonna produce in the long run. They felt like wherever they were planting these seeds, eventually these seeds were gonna grow, right? Unfortunately, those plants never grew. Okay, so that's ultimately this energy I'm feeling here. So because of this excessive passion, I guess that's what we'll call it, being passionate in many ventures, many avenues, ultimately leads to this failure. Because it was like this energy Sag, the person you're dealing with, the Sag energy was just kind of like all over the place, ultimately with passion, with their passions, that this ultimately led to their fall. Like, does that make sense? There's a disunion within, look, and the Emperor's coming through. So the Empress came through twice on your read, and now the Emperor's coming through on your person's energy. And with the Two of Cups, that's pretty heavy soulmate connection. I don't know about twin flame, but definitely soulmate connection. So ultimately, soulmate connections are learning lessons, okay? Something for you to learn in this connection. This person that you just cannot forget, this person that you cannot let go of. However, this person that you cannot let go of was passionate with someone else. Whether it was their choice or not, ultimately, this leads to their downfall. And remember, I say downfall, that doesn't mean like that this person's going to fail for the rest of their life. Ultimately, downfalls lead to changes, transformations. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the death card at the bottom. Okay, change, transforming, new phase of life, right? The death and the rebirth. Let's find out what's going on here with the Six of Cups energy and obviously the Two of Cups, right? The soulmate connection here. All right, Spirit, what's going on with the Six of Cups in reverse? What was this lack of give and take? So clearly there was a lack of give and take, okay? Now, whether this was your person not giving as much as you did or vice versa, it's going to come through, okay? But remember, this is your person's energy, so this is the way your person feels, okay? So I feel like no matter what, this person became clear. It was real clear for your person to see that there wasn't an equal give and take in the connection. So maybe, Sag, you didn't give enough in this connection, or you didn't express enough in this connection, or maybe you're the one that had your passion elsewhere, okay? Ultimately, though, this energy, Sag, realized, okay, that there was a lack of equal give and take. They no longer wanted to feel oppressed, okay? They felt like because of a lack of give and take, they were oppressed. They were burdened by you. They released this, though. The Ten of Wands is in reverse here. They released this oppression. They released this burdens. They woke up. They understood there was a lack of give and take, and they released the chains that were holding them down to this connection. They went within. They did a lot of searching inside. They went into isolation. But even though they went into isolation, this isolation was trusting divine. Ironically, it was trusting the answers within, not out, right? So and the Three of Cups in reverse. I feel like either you cheated on this person or they cheated on you. Ultimately, though, the energy's coming from their side. So I feel like you were unfaithful to them, Sag, straight up. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, sorry, it's cold in here. I feel like ultimately, though, there was some unfaithfulness here. This is why the power of passion's here, okay? And again, energy's fluid, so I could have said it backwards. But again, ultimately, you know, there's this sense of, this blanket's all torn up. Twisted up. Sorry, you guys. Ultimately, someone gave this power of passion elsewhere. Someone made the decision to, and maybe the decision, and maybe, okay, because look, the Justice keeps coming through in reverse in this reading. So whoever this is for, there was an injustice. Like maybe this wasn't their decision or your decision, Sag. Maybe the decision was made by either divine or outside influence. It's kind of what I'm feeling here with this justice reverse. It's like this outside in. It's not that I'm feeling that with the justice, but with everything else, with the Ace of Wands, with the Nine of Pentacles, with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there was outside influence that ended this relationship, ironically. Third party situations. I mean, there could have been somebody else. Maybe there was cheating, but that's not what I'm really picking up on. I don't know. Let me dive deeper here. What's the Two of Cups here? What is this soulmate connection? Show me what I need to see when it comes to this Two of Cups. Sorry, Sag. It's getting late for me, and I'm used to being in bed pretty early, so I apologize. Why is the Two of Cups here? And I love this Two of Cups. I really do. This Two of Cups, man. She's holding her belly, right? Birth. Her nipples are actually pierced with moons, right? Moons are all about a little bit of influence, right? A little bit of, not necessarily illusions, but there can be illusions. Time, right? The time, the clock in this is all about divine time, not our time. They're holding their two cups, right? They're intertwined together. But more importantly is the blood on the ground, right? They're toasting, right? They're toasting. They're toasting to finally getting what it is that they want. Interesting enough, I feel like this soul connection is pretty strong here. And I don't feel like this is a soul connection like normal soul connection where it's a learning lesson. I feel twin flame, even though I don't see twin flame cards here. Let's clarify more, though. What's going on? Show me what's going on with the Two of Cups here, please, Spirit. Show my Sages what's going on with their person and why this Two of Cups is here. There's that Six of Pentacles in reverse again. There was a lack of give and take. I feel like, honestly, I feel like the connection's there. I'm not having an issue with the connection. I'm having an issue with this lack of give and take, and it's come through many times, Sag, many times. So I feel like this is both of you guys, honestly. I feel like, let me clarify a little bit more. Clarifying the Two of Cups, please, Spirit. Clarifying the Six of Pentacles in reverse. What is this soulmate connection, and what is the lack of give and take? What is the lack of manifestation? Show me what I need to see when it comes to this Two of Cups. Spirit's like, nuh-uh, not tonight. Not today, Junior. Spirit, show me what I gotta see when it comes to this Two of Cups, please. Why is the Two of Cups here? What is this Two of Cups energy, Spirit? What is this Two of Cups energy? And maybe that's all Spirit wants to say is the lack of give and take. Maybe you know what this is, Sag. I'm having a hard time here because it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, okay, well, if this is a soulmate connection, if this is that strong connection, then why is there a lack of give and take? And is that what is creating this soulmate connection? The Queen of Swords, lack of mental clarity. Let me get one more card. Let me get one more card, Spirit. I feel like, honestly, neither of you really know. It's like you feel this attachment, but you don't know what it is. There's a lack of give and take right now because there's a disunion, but there's a union. The union is in the 5D, right? Or the 6D, whatever you want to call it. This union's not in the ethers, right? This union's not in the ethers. This union's not in the 3D. This union's in the 5D. So that would make sense. That makes sense. So I feel like this is a divine connection, possibly a twin flame connection. We're going to clarify with overall oracle after we get advice from my Sagittarius person. But ultimately, I feel like this Two of Cups here, this energy, is in the 5D. So in the actual physical manifestation, in the actual tangible world, you guys aren't together. And I feel like there's a lot of going within because of this separation. Maybe you guys are in third party situations, but ultimately I feel like the whatever situations you're currently in is not this Two of Cups energy. You guys are in third party situations here. But somebody's releasing this. Somebody has woken up to this. I feel like honestly what's going on here, Sag, is that, and again, energy's so fluid here, so it's hard to say who's who in this situation because you guys are mirroring each other pretty heavy here. I feel like both of you guys have mental clarity, but yet it's like the mental clarity is somewhat not the correct way of seeing it. This is why your person is trying to release these burdens. They no longer want to feel these burdens because it's like the only thing they're seeing is this lack of give and take. Same thing with you and your energy. It was coming through in your energy too. You kept focusing on this lack of give and take. Going on with this King of Pentacles. Remember, just because somebody physically doesn't give you something doesn't mean that you haven't learned something from them or there wasn't opportunities within the issues, the struggles, the loss, the betrayal, the deceit. You know, there's always, again, I say this in all of my readings, but there's always opportunities within the failures. Always. You just have to be willing enough to open your eyes and see it. Yeah. So I was clarifying what's going on with this King of Pentacles in reverse energy. What is it that you're not being able to manifest? Happiness, growth. I feel like, yeah, Six of Wands, straight up. Interesting enough, you're not manifesting, Sag, and your person's not manifesting this connection, but interesting enough, there is this overwhelming power of victory. There is this overwhelming power of happiness and this victory to succeed in this happiness. Anything else, Spirit, before I go on for advice? One more time to the deck, Spirit. Anything else? Yeah, ultimately, you know, this is what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to, at some point, this union's going to come in, whether it's in this lifetime or not. Ultimately, this union will come back around because it's there, it's here, right? It's all in the cards. I just feel like right now in this 3D though, there is this unbalance, right? A lot of injustice in this connection. But again, I feel like this injustice has to do with the outside influence. I'm not seeing anything that is like, oh no, Sag, you fucked up, or hey, and maybe there are fuck ups within this, you know, this lack of equal give and take, this lack of, you know, the Six of Cups in reverse here. Maybe there wasn't, you know, maybe with this Three of Cups, maybe this Three of Cups was third party situations. Maybe you guys are both in third party situations. Either way, it's pretty clear that your person's energy, Sag, is very clear about the union, but also is very clear about this lack of give and take. So maybe what it is, Sag, is that maybe right now, Sag, you're not realizing that this person is your soulmate or your long-term or whatever you want to call it, twin flame. But ultimately, I feel like they know they are, but they're not feeling your energy. They're not feeling you taking and being assertive. Does that make sense? You're not taking action. Sorry again with my connection. Let's move some of this off the table though. Let's get overall advice for your person, okay, Sag, when it comes to their shadows. Also too, Sag, this is a late reading. Normally I give you your readings by Thursday or Friday. Clearly this is Sunday night going into Monday. Oh, we're already at Monday. So you guys will be getting your general love readings in the next few days as well. So I'm going to be doing shadow work, 2 shadow work readings a week. And then we're going to be focusing on just the love. So we'll be looking at light versus dark or dark versus light, however you want to call it. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at what Spirit has to say. Okay. Overall advice for your person. All right, Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to my Sagittarius person, please, and the advice they need when it comes to their dark areas, their shadows, areas that need light shed on. Overall advice. All right, overall advice for my Sagittarius person, please. Overall advice. Aw, thank you, Amy. How are you, babe? How are you doing? I can't believe I'm up this late, girl. I don't have my kids. My kids went with their father. We do a year on, year off because we live 3 hours apart from each other. And so they went with their father 2 days ago. And so it's so weird to be so quiet here. But I actually love it. I'm blessed. But I also miss the hell out of them. So, all right, Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to my Sagittarius person, please. Sagittarius person, advice for Sagittarius person, please. I don't want to knock any of the other readers because I get it. The views is telling you what you need to hear. That's where it's at, all right? But at the same time, I don't see any good in that. I don't, because when people just tell you what you want to hear, like, yes, this person's coming back to you. Yes, it's going to be perfect. Ultimately, you're not facing it for what it is. You're just, you know what I'm saying? You're just fixing it. You're not even addressing the wound. You're just, I don't even know what to say there because I don't want to knock other readers, but ultimately, giving you guys false hope is not going to benefit you in any way. All right, you guys know I'm going to read out the book, all right? Number 47, if you guys are into numerology. 7 and 4 is 11, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. Let's see. Where am I at? You distracted me, Amy. Just kidding. All right, so the Oak Men. Number 47, this is all about strength, ancient wisdom, and depth. It was in the upright. I just wanted to make sure. All right, let's see here. Starter reading. This card depicts the strength and wisdom of age. It also reminds us that what we need to know, what is truly there to be seen, cannot be discovered by a superficial glance or a hasty reaction. In a reading, the Oakmen tell us to look slowly and deeply into the heart of the matter and to see past the superficialities of the surface. Consider the history of the situation in depth and learn from the past. Consult others with more experience than you have. Learn from the wisdom of the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. In this matter, it would be wise to make your decision after more pondering and study of the situation. Consider motivations in depth. Take action only after thorough deliberation. The Oakmen tell us that The Oakmen tell us that haste may be, at this moment, our worst enemy. They also suggest that we might learn a lot from trees. Consider the trees and their wisdom. Connect with a wise old one and ask for help. So I do feel like sometimes, sorry, I was looking at the reversal on that one. I think ultimately, we tend to take things at face value. And we tend to make quick decisions or haste decisions based on what we see instead of actually going within to look for the answers, or even just taking the time to actually research not only what it is that we believe, but what it is that we see. So ultimately, again, we're looking at things for face value, right? Not taking the time to really figure out what's going on. We just assume. And ultimately, that can lead to our downfall. It can lead to a lot of repeating the same cycles over and over again. So that's what this Oakman card, is about. It's really just focusing on kind of like my reading is not just your perspective, but the other perspective as well. And not only the other perspective, but a higher understanding, a deeper knowledge, right? A higher form of education. It's looking at things from a different perspective. So it's not only your perspective, but others as well. It's putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding what it is that they go through. And I think it's one of the hardest things as a human for us to do. It's not that we're not compassionate. It's that, and it's not that we're selfish. It's that we are so consumed with our own thoughts. It's hard to replace those thoughts with a different perception, right? So ultimately, to change your thought process takes a whole lot more work than, than anticipated. But ultimately with that card, it's telling you to, hey, maybe don't take it as it seems. Maybe try to ponder on the situation a little bit more. All right. So let's find out overall possible outcome between you two with the Island Time Wellness deck. All right. We're just going to look at what Spirit has to say for the possible outcome between you two. All right. Maybe clarify some of the things that weren't clarified in the shadow work. Spirit, show me what I need to see when it comes to this connection, please. Not enough, right? Frustrated in the relationship, right? Lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear and ego issues, and jealousy. Jealousy is the root to all evil, right? If jealousy consumes a little dot in your heart, before you know it, it's controlled everything in your heart. I don't have room for jealousy. I don't have space for it. Again, jealousy is just a lack of looking at things from a different perspective. Very, very similar to the wise men, right? Trying to not take things at face value, but to actually research, ask advice, get different perspectives, many perspectives, and not the same perspectives that you normally go to, right? Maybe looking at wiser perspectives, maybe even reading a book, looking at multiple options, not just one when it comes to seeing something, right? So if something, maybe there's this person, you're interested in this person, and this person decides to open up with you and tell you something, however, you don't agree with what they tell you. But ultimately, you have to look at it like, well, this person's telling you something, and they don't have to tell you. They're trusting you enough to open up to you and to tell you things, whether it's something you want to hear or not. Ultimately, you have to understand that you have to not take it at face value. Maybe do a little bit more research on what it is that they're speaking of. And that's just as an example, you guys. Okay, so that's not even clarifying the connection between you two. But let me see here. There is jealousy in this connection, okay? And again, this jealousy is coming because there's a lack of confidence. Honestly, Sag, if you feel like you're jealous over who this person's with, it's important to remember, at the same time, there's a lack of self-confidence there, Sag. If you're focusing on who this person's with, there's something you're not seeing when you look in the mirror, okay? There's a lack of self-confidence there. Ultimately, you attract what you are. So if you are in a state of mind, Sag, to where you just don't feel confident, where you're having issues when it comes to self-confidence, you're going to attract that, okay? You're going to attract somebody who, even if they act confident, bottom line is that they might not be confident, right? So they're going to be jealous themselves, and you're going to attract what you are. So ultimately, the law of attraction is really important here. In order to attract better into your life, you do have to change your life. You have to change your cycles. If you're tired of getting the same thing, and you keep trying, but you still get the same thing, it's time to change it up, okay? Because clearly what you've been doing is not working for you. We do have unconditional love coming through. All right, so very similar to the Six of Cups energy, right? That equal give and take when it comes to love. But more importantly, with the unconditional love card here, this is that unconditional love. And I think a lot of people misunderstand what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is this person's going to love you, or you're going to love them through all of it, right? Through the good and the bad, the flaws, the ride or die, right? Even if you guys have been separated for years and you come back together, or whatever the case is, the unconditional love is not holding past mistakes against someone. The unconditional love is, again, accepting them for their failures, accepting them for their mistakes, right? The past mistakes they've made, because no one's perfect and everyone has to make a mistake in order to fully learn. So ultimately, unconditional love is taking care of somebody in the worst of times. Even if this person has backstabbed you and walked away from you, ultimately, if they come back to you and they come back to you in a new cycle where they don't have that same energy, ultimately, you have to allow this person, you don't have to allow them in, but you have to ultimately understand that the past is the past and people learn from their mistakes. So that's ultimately what unconditional love is. Not only is it loving somebody unconditionally, but more importantly, it's loving yourself unconditionally. Loving yourself enough to put your foot down and not allow somebody to take advantage of you, to walk all over you, to abuse you, to take advantage of your love, your emotions, or your passion, okay? And last but least, unconditional love is when you love somebody for everything, right? Good, bad, ugly, beautiful, all of it. Golden mirrors here. So I do feel like somebody in this situation was a little self-absorbed, okay? Um, there was this one-sided kind of love bombing. So maybe somebody you're dealing with, Sag, will not allow you to have a connection with somebody. Like maybe you're in a third-party relationship and this third party, okay, and if this isn't you, Sag, you're not in the third-party relationship, it's your person. But ultimately, there's a third-party kind of person, okay, karmic, meaning it's not their soulmate, but it's this karmic relationship. It's this person is literally love bombing their situation, right? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I do feel like, honestly, obviously you guys are frustrated in the relationship, right? There is unconditional love here, okay? And I feel this from both sides. Honestly, Sag, you wouldn't have clicked on this video if you weren't thinking about your person, okay? But ultimately, again, this love's there, okay? But remember what I was telling you, I feel like, honestly, with this self-absorbed energy, that either you're in a third-party situation or your person's in a third-party situation. And I feel like this third-party situation is going to really fuck things up, okay? Like, straight up. Someone's being very malicious. The other woman, right? So maybe, Sag, your person cheated on you and they're with someone else. This other person does not have good intentions. Okay, they're the snake's coming through very evil, very malicious. The enemy, very clever. I feel like this person kind of creates traps and waits for this person to find themselves trapped in this trap. That's that self-absorbed kind of energy. I don't feel like that's you, Sag, or your person, though. Ultimately, I feel like this is this third-party energy. But look, we have the camera coming through. This is weird, Sag. Last time this energy was not like this. This energy was different. This is a different energy, so I don't honestly feel like this is the same energy that's come through your readings before. Maybe it is. You guys will know more. Let me know in the comments how you feel. But to me, this feels like a different energy. This is someone, and maybe not, this is someone who has stabbed you in the back, or vice versa. You feel like you stabbed them in the back, or you did stab them in the back. I feel like there's a lot of pain here from the separation. And I feel like, honestly, that's that envy and jealousy. Okay. I feel like it's honestly more of a deception. It's kind of like a betrayed. You know what I'm saying? Just being betrayed, like betrayed, right? Yeah. Stabbed in the back, being betrayed here. I do feel like, though, there's a lot of all over the place with this energy, but overall, you guys are both reminiscing about each other here, okay? I feel like you guys both keep looking back and like looking outward perception, right? Like, Sag, you're focused on this person, and believe it or not, they're focused on you in the same way. I feel like you're looking at their pictures and they're looking at yours. There it is. I knew it. I felt that. I felt that strong. This is that twin flame connection again. Okay, you guys, look, it's important to understand. I know my energy is a little bit slow tonight because it's so late, and I know it's probably not the energy you want to feel, but ultimately, to have the soulmate energy and the twin flame energy, remember, you only have one twin flame your entire life, okay? This is your other half. This is the yin and the yang, right? This is complementing each other, right? This is duality. When people are talking about relationships from past lives, right? When they talk about that connection of knowing that you have dealt with this person in another life, you just don't really remember. Ultimately, that's what this twin flame connection is. Okay, this twin flame is your other half. I do honestly feel like this is that, how can I say this? I feel like, honestly, man, this is a strong connection. It's just that right now you guys are in serious disunion. This is why I said there was a union in the 5D, not in the 3D. In the 3D, you guys couldn't be further away from each other, straight up. In the 5D, though, the 5D divine masculine and divine feminine, because that's what this twin flames card is. This is the divine masculine and divine feminine connection. This is the queen and the queen and king, okay? Or the emperor and the empress. This is duality. This is not perfection, because nothing's perfect. This is, you guys are one. You know what I'm saying? You only have one other half like this. Soulmates can come and go. You'll have many soulmates in your life, but you only have one twin flame connection. That's what this connection is. This is why you feel stabbed in the back and betrayed. This is why you feel like you're not enough, but yet you still have love for this person. This is why you're willing to go through the third party situations. You're willing to sit there and watch this person. Okay. Bottom of the deck, look, separation. You guys are missing each other hardcore here. You guys are both focused out. Your perception is focused outward. I feel like almost you guys, it's like y'all are mirroring each other in that one way. I feel like you guys are both watching each other. Whether it's social media, old pictures. You're looking outward though. You're focused out here. And again, this is where that jealousy, that envy, and that stalking can kind of all go together, because if you have this twin flame energy and you're not together, you're going to feel their every move. You may not realize it, but you might just be really cranky one day and not understand why you're cranky. You may be really sad one day and not understand why you're sad or emotional. Ultimately, it's because you're feeling your person's energy. Look, right? Sunglasses, perception's out. You're focused out. Turn your perception towards yourself, Sag. Okay? Twin flame connections like this, they always come back around. Okay? Doesn't matter how hard you guys fight each other, even if it's not in this life, twin flames always come back together. They are the two, they are one. Okay? I just feel like, again, the perception's focused outward, Sag, and it needs to be focused inward. Okay? Because as a twin flame connection, you guys feel each other. Okay? So you can communicate to each other without physically talking to each other. Trust your heart. Don't trust your mind. Trust your heart. But ultimately, you have to heal your heart. If you heal your heart independently, your person, your twin flame will feel that energy, okay? Spirit's coming through and telling you, heal the heart, right? Heal your heart. It's important. It's really important here. You have to heal from the heartbreak. You have to free yourself from the toxicity of mistakes and failures. All past mistakes, all current mistakes, all past failures, all current failures. Shit, you even have to free yourself from future toxic relationships as well. But ultimately, you have to heal so that you don't become addicted to somebody or codependent on somebody. The worst situation to be in is to feel like every move you make is dependent on someone else. But look, we have Cupid's arrow coming through. So I do feel like if you feel like your person doesn't love you, Sag, if you feel like your person's not going to come around, this is Cupid's arrow. This is Spirit saying, look, have faith, all right? Have faith. Love is coming. There is going to be a surprise initiation or surprise meeting. However, there is hesitation right now, okay? Ultimately, the hesitation is going to be, this is a lot of shit. Okay, this is a lot of energy. And again, a lot of this energy I'm feeling is because of outside influence. So again, it's important to remember that every difficulty, there's always an opportunity. So even though you feel like this separation is the worst thing, okay, even though you feel like this separation is not right, you felt this twin flame connection. You knew this was your counterpart. Or maybe your person knew that you were their counterpart, but ultimately this separation, this missing, this yearning is taking place, this uncertainty, right? But remember, this is still here. You can't replace that. And then we have love call. Mm-hmm. Someone's going to reach out to someone. Someone's going to express something here. Something here. I really feel like you guys are mirroring each other, though, especially with the twin flame energy. Let's be honest. Ultimately, you may not know it, but you're going to feel it. And then ultimately, you'll know it. Does that make sense? Like, you just won't really fully understand things. But if you're having dreams that are very vivid, if they have you waking up freaking wanting to scream or cry, um, just know that your person's talking to you, okay? And I think it's vice versa. I think you appear in their dreams as well, Sag. But I do think there's still some work that needs to be done, okay? I feel like, honestly, the love, the expressing of love here, there's nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, if you haven't taken the time to have self indulgence and really make healthy choices for yourself, if you haven't had time to fully heal, and you have any type of jealousy, envy, or third party situations, yeah, this is what it's going to be every time. Seriously, this is what it'll be every damn time, because it's the snake energy, it's the evil energy, right? This does not have this, okay? And yes, it may have it in past tense, but what I'm saying is these two don't go together, okay? So this connection will never be as long as you have all of this outside influence. Remember when I kept saying outside influence? Yeah, of course. There was some form of deception, third party, right? Outer influence. It created a separation. This outer influence can be many things, okay? This can be a divorce. This can be court. This can be somebody was locked up. This can be somebody chose somebody else. There's a lot of options here. A lot of messages for multiple people here, but all in all, you guys, this twin flame connection is strong, okay? But you cannot bring deception. You cannot bring jealousy or envy. What is that? I always forget it. Love is kind. Love is patient. It does not boast, right? It is not envious. It is not jealous. I mean, I know I'm probably not speaking it the exact way it is, but ultimately, that's what this is, okay? Twin flame connections do not have time for this bullshit, straight up. So if you are wanting this twin flame connection with this individual, then it's time that you work on yourself, all right? You self-indulge in yourself. Get rid of third party, situations. Focus on the value within your wealth, right, Sag? Like your own personal wealth, okay? Cut out this toxic shit. Because again, twin flame connections do not have toxic shit in their life, just straight up. And I'm not saying that they don't have issues, okay? There's always going to be challenges and there's always going to be difficulties within every connection that you have. But in a twin flame connection, there is it's this balancing out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with yin and yang, but it's like the equal splitting of white and black. And within the black side, there's an equal balance of white. And within the white, there's a small amount of black. Put together, it is an equal. Do you get what I'm saying? And you can reference the black and the white to good and evil. You can reference the black and white to love and passion. Logic and practicality and imaginary. I mean, this can keep going. All right, this can be applied to anything in life, but ultimately, if you want this twin flame connection, you have to be healthy. You have to be healthy, and you have to be well balanced, because twin flame connections are very balanced. They balance each other out. So if you are not balanced and you try to create a twin flame connection and you guys are not balanced, it's not a twin flame connection. Does that make sense? A twin flame connection is the perfect duality, the perfect coupling, the perfect complementary, right? Complementary. I hope that makes sense, you guys. But all in all, you guys, again, Cupid's arrow is here. Have faith. Love is coming. Sometimes you have to go through things and you have to create boundaries. Ultimately, you have to learn things throughout life. Sometimes even the most painful things that we don't want to go through are sometimes the best things for us, okay? I know it's really hard to grasp it, especially while it's happening, right? In the loss of it, in the grief of it. But ultimately, there is something to learn from being betrayed. There is something to learn from being left out in the cold. There are things to learn. So ultimately, it's up to you to figure out what it was that you were supposed to learn and cut out these toxic things in your life so that, one, you have healed fully for yourself and you can love yourself, right? And you can look in that mirror and just say, you know what? I love myself, I respect myself, and therefore you will love others and respect others, and therefore you will attract someone who loves themselves, loves others, respects themselves, and respects others. Because again, the law of attraction is very serious. What you put out, you do attract. Okay, so the energy that you have within you and the energy that you radiate, you will attract that. Okay. With that being said, Sag, that's all I have for you. Yes, this is a twin flame connection. Okay. Yes, I do see communication coming through. Okay. Yes, I do feel this sense of you guys both healing. Okay. And I do feel like, honestly, the communication that's going to come through, I'm not saying that you guys are going to be together. I'm not saying that you guys are going to be together in this lifetime. Ultimately, that's up to you and your person. Okay. Not only up to you because you have to be balanced, but so does your person, right? So if you guys aren't balanced at the same times in this lifetime, then it is what it is. And a lot of twin flame connections go in disunion for a few lifetimes. But with all of these retrogrades coming in, like I've said, I know you've probably heard me say it a few times in my past week readings. A lot of the returning of the ex and the uniting of twin flames are going to be taking place because of all these retrogrades. Okay. So a lot of people who have been in separation from someone that they have dealt with in their past, and whether this was past in this life or past in another life, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know the person that I'm referring to, but ultimately, the person you just can't forget, right? The person you can't stop thinking about. Ultimately, a lot of those connections are coming back into union because things in the tangible world have influenced, where these relationships have been. And honestly, a lot of karmic relationships were put into place to build these relationships, to build these twin flame connections, right? Because in past tense, in previous cycles, a lot of my twin flames just weren't twin flames. They weren't there yet. They were really immature. They hadn't really learned the things they needed to learn to be able to fully heal and love themselves. So ultimately, this is what the separation has done for a lot of the twin flames. So this is why a lot of twin flame connections are coming back in. All in all, Sag, that's all I have for you. I love you. Stay blessed. Blessed be. I will see you guys in a few days where we will be doing the general weekly love readings. I think that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to look over the comments. I know there's not the whole lot. There's only a few here. So, okay, we're still good. Same comments I saw earlier. So yeah, you guys, I love you. Stay blessed. Blessed be. Like I said, just have faith. Be open-minded and open-hearted, but at the same time, don't take things at face value. Do a little bit of research. Find out what's really going on. I know a lot of people get caught up with the first thing they hear on their televisions or the first thing they hear with, chit chat, or whatever. Or even when somebody communicates with you, just taking it for their words. It's important to understand that actions mean a whole lot nowadays. Your words are one thing, but your actions are something totally different. So I think that's where a lot of issues have been. A lot of issues have been if somebody tells you they love you, you literally believe it instead of letting them prove that they love you. So ultimately, I think that's where a lot of the issues lie. Okay, it's just judging someone based on their words is not the best way to do it. Make sure you're seeing how their actions are, right? What their character is, right? All right, you guys, I love you. Stay blessed, blessed be, and I'll see you guys next week, right? Bye.